this video we are going to talk about Var-args type parameter. It's a very important parameter types, and basically it's a real-time example, and in the real-time industry also it's a lots of the use we are using this one. Okay, Var-args type parameters. Okay, so these things I will discuss in the details. I will give you one example also. I will discuss like what is the advantage, what is the disadvantage, everything in this video. Okay, with the coding through, I will show you the code also. Okay, what is the basically we face whenever we go with that one. Okay, so let's understand like what is exactly var-args type parameters. Okay, so var-arg is a short name for the variable arguments. Okay, so basically it's a short name. In Java, an argument of the method can accept arbitrary number of the value. What is the meaning of arbitrary value? Which means that it's a something like some similar type of the data you can send. For example, real numbers, integer numbers, some value. Okay, so arbitrary numbers means not the exact value one. You can send multiple value in the varied forms. I will show you this one also. Okay, this argument that can accept variable numbers of the value is called a var-args. The argument that can be accept variables number of value is called a var-args. Let's go to the states and then clarify. Okay, it's almost time to restart. You have closed to restart device soon possible when pending, and once it is ready, now you will start and install 11. So let's remember to the leave your device turn and plug in. Not now. I will say not now. Okay, fine. So here you can see, let's go to the STS. Okay, and create one something like class control N. Once you press here control N, it will show you, so you can create one class. Okay, and after that inside this, next here you can give the class name var-args. So this is something class name I have given. Okay, so our class is created. Let me see the classes. Okay, our class is created. You can create one main methods. So once main method is created, okay, what we can do is what is the var-args methods and what is the arguments, what is the parameters. Lots of the confusions you have maybe the. So let me create one method called void. Just return the int and public's int, or also I will make it a static. Okay, a static's int, and I will give the method name called m1. So this is my method name, and this is the open, this is the close, and returns I will return 1. So this is my methods. This is the return type, and this is the parameters. So for example, I want to write I want to take one parameters, so I will write it. I want to take two parameters, I will write B. I want to take three parameters, I will write C. So this method is capable to take three parameters, so that is called a parameters. So what var-args will do is, you don't want to create three. For example, you have to create for the 4D. So he is saying don't create that much. Okay, don't create that much. Just you have to create one var-args, which is look like this one. I will tell you. Okay, that is look like this one. Int triple dot 1 2 3 triple dot and some variable name. Some variable. Whatever the variable. So this is called var-args. This is called var-args. Can do like that also. Okay, this is called var-args. So whenever you create the methods like that, now this is method is capable to take any numbers of the value. Here you can pass 1, you can pass 2, you can pass 3, you can pass 4, you can pass 5, you can pass 6, you can pass 7. You can pass all those value, no issue in that. I will tell you one more times. Okay, let's go to the slide and understand. Okay, the var-args allow us the method to accept 0 or multiple arguments. Before var-args, either we use the overloaded method or take an array as the method parameters, but it was not considered a good because it's lead to the maintenance problem. Before, what we are doing is we are doing overloaded. So for example, before var-args, if I want to create one method which is take one variables and I want to call it, so if I pass nothing, that is fine. If I want to pass something, something value, and if I want to pass something, so it's giving me the error. So what I have to do, how can I resolve this issue? So while resolving this issue, I have to create one more method which is called m1. Okay, so if I create this method, then our problem will be resolved. Let's copy this method, okay, and paste here. Okay, now this is capable to accept one parameters. Okay, again I want someone method which is take 2 parameters. Let's give the example which is 1, 2. Again this is fail. Again what I have to do, I have to create one more method. Method should be public or private, no issue in this class, but you can put public. And here you have to accept 2 parameters, so you have to write int b. Then our problem will resolve. So what is this we are creating? Every time we are creating the overloaded methods. The method name is same, but we are providing the different parameters. The method name is same, but we are providing the different parameters. That is called method overloading. That is called method overloading. So we are resolving this issue with the method overloading only. Okay, let's give me the name called here m1 only. Okay, so this is called method overloading. But I don't want to create that much of the method. If I want to add one more, m1 only, and I have to pass 1, 2, 3. Basically some places, when we are doing code with the JDBC, that time you have to pass the dynamically parameters. That time it's a very necessary and very required also. So if I pass here 3 value, definitely I have to create one more method which is accepting the 3 value. Then our problem will resolve. But var-arg is one of the way to resolve all those problems except all those method value in the one line of the code. Okay, you don't want to write method overloaded concept, you don't want to write that much of the method, just remove all those method, otherwise comment it. Okay, and then after what you can do is, here you have to write, now you are able to see like we are getting the error here. So I will resolve this error with the using the var-args. So int triple dot, this is the triple dot symbol, triple dot, and you can give any value a. Now it will take your all those value. Your problem is resolved. Interesting? Yes, interesting. So var-arg is very important. Okay, you don't want to go with the overloaded, you can go with this one and you can do your operations also. Okay, fine. Let me go to the slide and explain me some more about it. Okay, so this is the call the accept the 0 value. It will accept 0 also, and it will accept multiple argument also. So you can see here it's accepting the 0 arguments, 1 arguments, 2 arguments, 3 arguments also. With the one method only we are able to resolve it. You can see here. properly. I will remove this code. Okay, now you can see. Okay, this is the power of 3 dot, that is called var-args, which is able to take 0 parameters and multiple parameters also. Var-args help us to avoid writing a boilerplate code by introducing syntax that can be handled arbitrary number of the parameters. Arbitrary means whatever the value you have, arbitrary. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So this is the example. Whenever you have to write the var-args methods, you can write like that: public static void my method int triple dot a, and you can give the body. Okay, so this is the way to do it. Another thing is some important points. Var-args method can also be overloaded, but overloading may lead to the ambiguity. You can overload it, that is fine, but maybe sometimes it's lead to the ambiguity. Ambiguity means duplicate. Whenever you talk about the ambiguity, ambiguity means overload or something like error or duplicate, you can say. Before JDK5, variables length arguments could be handled in the 2 way. One was using the overloading, other was using the array argument. So previously what we are doing is we are taking the help of the array, otherwise we are doing with the overloaded method. But JDK5 before, but JDK5 onwards he launched the var-args, and var-args is very helpful. He help us to what? Take the multiple numbers of the parameters, maybe the 0 or maybe the multiples you can take, and you can only variables argument in the methods. Variable arguments, var-args must be the last argument. Okay, must be the last argument. So only you have to define in the last. For example, in the same method we have to take some other variable which is string s. So always you have to take this one into the last. If you take something in the last, something like you have created one float d, so that is not acceptable, that will give the error float. Okay, so if you want to create a float, you can create a float, but not in the last. If the var-args having any method you have to give before only. Whatever the parameters you have, you can give. This is the var-args parameters, so before that parameters you can give your other value. You can't give in the last. Okay, so it means that here you can see the can be only var-args argument in the methods. There can be only one variable arguments in a method. Variables argument must be in the last argument. So this is saying that whatever the var-args you have created, it should be in the last. Okay, so this is the some important point you have to know about, and let's go to the STS. Okay, and I hope our problem will resolve, and we have resolved the problems also. Okay, so here if you see what I have done, I have created one var-args and I have returned one. I don't want to return, so what can I do is I want to create this method as a sum. So this is, for example, sum methods, calculator sum methods. Okay, otherwise add method. So this is the add methods, and I want to call this method to pass multiple parameters, no parameters, something like that. Okay, something like that. And one more I will take, and I will pass something value called 10, 20, 10, 10, 20. So this is the our calculator we have to create, and I will take the help of the var-args. Okay, and this is the add methods which is look like a same. So how can I read? If I write here return 0, our problem will be resolved. Okay, but the problem is here we are calling this method multiple time. Okay, we are returning it also. Okay, so what I will do is I will print this one s out. S out, and in the S out I will give this one. So before going to give this one, sum of this method is this one, like that I have written. Okay, so let me copy. Okay, and also take this one first. Let me take this one so that you can understood in the better way what I am doing here. So just write S out, and here you can write sum of these methods, and then after plus you can call these methods. So this is something we have written the call inside the S out, so that whatever you have written it will print also. Okay, so this is the method call I have written, and here what I have to do is I have to take this value, and whatever the value, maybe it will pass 1 sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, whatever the value they will pass, I have to store, and I have to calculate the sum of those numbers, and I have to return it. So what I will write is, I will go with the enhancement for loop, and I will write for what is the type. So type is integer, so I will create one variable which is int, and I will give the name called I, and here I will give a. So from a, having all those value like array, and I will iterate one element from here. So from the array it will take the first index, second index, third, fourth, 5, and those I will add it. So before going to the add, I will create one sum. So sum is 0. Okay, and here what I will do is I will add those values. So what I will write, sum equal to sum plus I. So this is the one things. Otherwise you can write the shorthand operator also. So you don't want to, okay, write like that. So if you want to write the shorthand operator, you can write plus equal to. So this is the shorthand operator. It will internally convert like sum equal to sum plus I. Okay, so this is the things I have written, and finally you can return the sum. Let me run, and you can see the answer. If you see here, we have passed the sum of the 0 value, which returning the 0. We have passed the 1 value, it's giving the sum is 1. We have passed the 2 value, which is 3. We have passed the 3 value, which is 6. We have passed this value, its sum of is 7. So this is the something, a special method which is var-args, which giving us a flexibility, to call a one method and pass the multiple parameters as much as possible, and he will give the sum. For example, if you write if you not go with this one, which is var-args, then definitely you have to write multiple add methods, and you have to pass the value, then only it will work. Multiple overloaded method which will accept 1 parameters, 2 parameters, 3 parameters, but here you can pass any type, any number of the parameters, and you can do the operations here on. I hope you understood. So this is the power of var-args. Okay, and one more things, var-args basically we are using, for example, if you go with the JDBC. So in JDBC sometimes we are going to pass some 2 parameters, sometimes we pass 5 parameters, sometimes we pass 10 parameters, right? So in that case it's a very useful, and it's a industry levels, so many companies, so many project I personally use, this method to do and particular some operation, and basically it's a very good method which is solving the problems which is real time. Okay, so var-args is very important. So whenever you require to add it, please add and do the operations with this. Okay, thank you so much. We can meet some next video.